There was 100 IFL interviews. Did he quit? Every channel. So I'm not gonna say.
Man couldn't wait to tell everyone, come on, mate. You know that you just don't do that. You don't give up. You know, even if your jaw's broken, you just keep fighting.
Even down to Eddie. Eddie had us was like, did he really get it?
Look, I can do it like money made, glamorous ting. 12 round unanimous ting. Casual fans on the analyst ting. That ain't KG and Travis's ting. That's undefeated, undisputed like Lennox. Do it on points, jab your head off. Who tried to say that AJ fell off? Must have never had Nigerian jealous.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with 2 undefeated fighters.
Chatting it up. Listen, guys, before you go any further, hit like, hit subscribe, share, tell a friend, tweet with a wonderful hashtag. Let's proceed. Bro.
Come on.
What's your tail of the tape, fam?
Gee, I'm 0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out and it's definitely not me.
Man.
What's your tail of the tape, bro?
Boy, I mean, look, if we really break it down, nobody has beaten me in the ring. Nobody, fam.
Never, I've been tested.
Yeah? 2-0.
Come on.
50% knockout rate. Half the men that enter the ring with me, they left on their back, bro.
We've seen too much, bro. This is a mad saucy week, fam.
Oh,
this is a mad saucy week.
It's been the craziest 7 days in the boxing world, fam.
Yeah. We've never seen, we haven't seen boxing. What, bro? We're talking about undefeated people losing their cool to strong YouTubers. This is we're talking about orbital bones being broken, fam. We're talking about ring sizes the size of like Twickenham, bruv. We're talking about
basketball courts. Ring sizes the size of basketball courts, fam.
What a week in boxing, and we're here for you guys. Again, the people, all our silent listeners, big up yourselves. I'm dropping a bomb for you right now. All the audio listeners in the car.
Can we shout out all the guys who were on the live with us watching the fight at big 2 o'clock in the morning?
Incredible scenes.
We logged in, we were watching the fight, and just all you guys were with us. I didn't expect the numbers to be like a normal Saturday night. Guys were here, bro. It was beautiful.
I couldn't believe it. And they were there waiting, they were like, when's the show starting? It was incredible. Like we do not take anyone for granted. This is insane, and I'm buzzing. Like that last Monday Night Smoke, what we just finished doing. Oh, fam. It was mad. Again,
that's my favorite one, all time favorite.
There's some strong ones though. That Maestro one was that Maestro EJ one.
What? Granted. Like. Does he talk crazy? Granted.
But today, because
today was something else.
We were in there's I think there's the no back down. We got this, me and Travis got this thing here where it doesn't matter, no one's backing down. I won't argue.
It's something else.
Yeah, it's mad. It is mad. And only boxing does this to us though.
You guys don't even know the debates that happen off camera, bro. It just goes off as if we're on Monday Night Smoke. It's insane.
So I knew it was in a madness, but again, all the people that come, people are coming from their amazing platforms.
Oh man, Bruce Kai, Kai,
he shelled it down. If I wanted someone to break down how Billy Joe's moved, Bruce, and just how not just Billy Joe's moved, but how the media have moved.
That's right. Well, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it ourselves.
Let's go, fam. Anyway,
let's tap into the comments for last week's episode.
All right, cool.
So let's look at this now. Adam Quayum says, I hope I said that right. If I didn't say it right, please type it in the way you'd like me to say it going forward.
Yeah.
I agree with Travis. I think stylistically, Joyce is a terrible fight for Andy Ruiz. Remember we did the boxing mix-up last week?
Yeah.
That was dope. We'll go back to that in next couple episodes. He goes, I think stylistically, Joyce is a terrible fight for Andy Ruiz. This was a fight I've been thinking of since Ruiz's win versus Areola, and Joyce's skill and height advantage takes it to a points victory for me. I can see Ruiz just eating jabs all night and finding it difficult to get inside. We've also got to remember it's not always necessarily the case, but most of the time it's harder to punch upwards than downwards.
Mm-hmm.
People underestimate how difficult it is to fight a taller man.
Insane. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure because I feel like I'm so far behind. Our last pod was 96, yeah?
Yeah, identity theft.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. I saw recent comment. There you go. Here you go. Untraceable Don says Chisora would win against Herkovic. I just think he's a bit too green. Same time, Chisora. Same time, I said same thing. He wouldn't win against Herkovic. That doesn't make sense. Let me just start this again. Chisora would win against Herkovic. I just think he's a bit too green. Same time, then Chisora would win against Herkovic. This man said the same thing. It wasn't me. I
can see. You know when people type like how they speak. Okay. So he's like, he goes. Chisora would win against Herkovic. He's a bit like I think Herkovic is a bit too green. Same time, I think Herkovic would win against Chisora. Like I think he just made a mistake.
Yeah, okay, it was mad still. And me, with my dyslexia, I didn't need that, fam. Babish thinks he can take him, which says a lot. I have to stand with KG. Wilder knocks out Parker 6th round. Probably might have to take a few rounds though. Dylan would wipe Hunter. Joyce has too much IQ for Tank. Too much IQ and Tank for Ruiz. Dubois would bang Usyk. Really? He's definitely smartened up enough to know how to trap a cruiserweight. Maestro sold Joyce to me. I don't see 4 years. I didn't see that 4 years ago. This go.
No, I don't see a 4-year-old with a shotgun bullying him. Yeah. I hear that still.
Joyce might just listen. Let me not try. I'm already on a bad run. I'm throwing in the towel, fam.
I'll finish it.
Please.
He goes. Joyce might just shock everyone. Plus, he's got Fury as a stablemate who will show him how to stick it on Wilder. He goes. Richards for me is probably the best in the country. I think Callum would probably take Dan as he's more seasoned. KG doesn't respect Yard anymore. I understand as a boxer how can you let a man jab you all night and think you still won? Brethren bias is a deeper subject. He goes, you can't say my boy would get smacked. He goes, I think Yard would smarten up for the rematch. I don't think Lyndon can even get into Yard's head. Boatsy would take Pitters as he'd break him down slowly at first and then turn it up on him. Eddie's plan would totally evaporate if Billy Joe wins. But remember, he's never tasted defeat. I must watch Billy Joe and Canelo, probably going to be fight of the year. Oi. It's funny when I see you guys talking about the Billy Joe fight. Bafor said,
let me read it.
Go.
Can I sit down? Billy Joe Saunders will beat Canelo. It's going to happen.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
Listen, Soulstar was really coming at man for the Eubank Jr. stuff, you know. So let's hear this now. He goes, easy guys. I genuinely wrote a response to the previous episode, but I must not have sent it. Oh, that's the last one. He goes, anyways, on Eubank Jr., I'll give context to my opinion that he is world level and can compete with the best at 160, but also can improve. Here are the top 10 ranked in order at the 160 division. Triple G, Charlo, Andrade. Then you got Derry Vanchenko, Morato. Eubanks Jr. as the interim WBA super belt holder. Then you got Brandt, Mangala, Aim Kanali, and Williams.
Yeah.
He goes, honorable mentions in the 4 boxing organizations we know. Lara just moved up and won the WBA regular belt against a nobody. And then Selecki. He said, that's it. He goes, real talk. Look at all the 4 governing bodies. So with that non-opinionated information, it's fair to say he is world level and can mix with all of the above 12 fighters. The only one I honestly think he has no chance with is Andrade. I feel Andrade is the best in the division. Eubank Jr. could beat this version of Triple G. Triple G is older and slower than his slow self in his prime. Because I feel he can beat Morato and also Charlo. Charlo will be a tough fight, but Eubanks has faster hand and much better movement. Wow. He goes, remember, Eubanks hadn't fought for nearly 2 years, so you don't expect an out-of-this-world performance. What I expected is to see glimpses of improvement under Roy Jones. I didn't expect it to be perfect, just a sign of growth. We saw that in the technical side. He was leading with his feet rather than lunging in headfirst to close the gap, which is a common trait of his. He was also more calculated. I will say he lingered a bit too much, but that's nothing that can't be fixed. He cut the ring off much better. Most importantly, he used straight shots like the jab and the right cross more. These are all improvements that everyone would say, how the hell doesn't he know how to do things at this stage? He needs a trainer. He actually shows signs of improvement other than, make another excuse. He controlled the fight in every aspect. It was on his terms. KG, you just don't like Eubank Jr.'s personality. Simple.
This match, wait, Trav, just on that. And no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to give Eubank another pod. We're not doing that. Do you believe Eubank can beat Triple G?
What? I don't know about that one still. Like,
what about Charlo?
I don't really think he beat Charlo either.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Triple G might be old. Remember, this has been a while since we've seen Triple G, and he's getting older.
Even
still,
old Triple G is still
39. So,
but he don't look. He's not fighting with that 39. He's not looking that way in the ring. I don't think.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, you just get old silently in the side, fam. He's still getting older. He's getting older and older. Like today, he's still getting older, fam. So I don't know what to say.
All right, cool. Malachi says, disagree with the 3-minute round shout. While sport is growing, 2-minute round allow for non-stop explosive action. Right now, we don't need to talk about women's boxing. Right now, we don't need to see trap setting, feeling each other out, popping the jab, stage of the fights. 2 minutes of girls going for it, jump with high quality shot selection. E.g. Jonas Taylor does more for the sport, in my opinion. So he's saying it needs to stay the same. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I just feel like the action doesn't go nowhere. You know,
yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like it kind of just peters off when it was just about to get good. You're like, oh, we got a fight, and it's finished.
That's right.
10 seconds left. Right. Do you know what I mean? If you knew when it started to really get going, and then they had a good 60 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what we want. That's what but yeah, I hear it. Anyway, Trav, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to get into content, you know.
Let's get into it.
Is there one comment? Because these lot do work hard and they put the comments in there, and we do.
All right, I'll do one more.
Yeah. Try and.
I got one from Quality Shot here. Let's see. Yeah, Quality Shot. He says, "Great pod as always, guys. Great heavyweight mix-up section. For me, Hrgović over Chisora. Hay and Wilder sparred him years ago, and he's supposed to be the real deal. Wilder KOs Parker currently. Dillian Whyte edges one against Michael Hunter. Ruiz versus Joyce is so hard. Ruiz can't KO Joyce. Joyce edges a close points win. Usyk schools Daniel Dubois. He goes, I'd love to see Joyce versus Wilder. Can his chin take Wilder's power? Imagine.
If that chin does, though, that wouldn't even...
If Joyce can take Wilder's power on the button, bloody hell, then I say, he might just beat everyone because he's taking you the distance.
I feel that's going to get clipped up, you know. I feel that's going to be one of the takes that's like, geez.
He's taking you the distance, so make sure you're ready to run for 12, bruv.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
All right, let's pod. Billy Joe Saunders, fam.
Bro, here it is. Billy Joe Saunders.
Do you want to talk about the undercard, or do we just get straight to the main event?
I don't want to talk about the undercard.
All right, cool. We're here. Shout out to Takayama, but we move on.
Takayama, big up yourself. Still shadow boxing right now.
Yeah.
See you. Billy Joe Saunders. My words is, it's media. My thing is, what I haven't liked here is, you know, there's that line, there's that phrase. It's been in a great stage at the moment where you talk about keeping the same energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a phrase that you hear all the time. Yeah. And it's funny because a whole Billy Joe Saunders does a video saying Daniel Dubois, you know, he quit, and I understand, but you got to go out on your sword. You got to go out like loads of chest beating, loads of big talking, all of the talk actually, not even loads, all of the talk, bruv. And this, what pisses me off with this situation, and Daniel Dubois gets a lot of my time in terms of joke-wise. But then he's at the beginning of his career. When I'm doing my thing, when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm just a comedian. I do not matter to Daniel Dubois. So my words, they can be words, but do they shape how boxing is seen? Definitely not.
How he's going to be received going forward?
Definitely not. Maybe the voice in terms of the jokes, the laughing at, in terms of the personality.
Once we get the memes off, but people are going to see over time. Everybody's going to get that smoke.
Anyone can.
If you're in the boxing community in any position, we are coming to banter you on your name.
We're coming. But then I don't think that it changes, and because when a boxer says something about another boxer, that is almost set in stone because these are professional to professional. So when someone at this beginning of his career, the beginning, bro, and he says, you're a quitter, it now does something. It now says, like, you start looking at him sideways, and then not only him says it, the whole of boxing.
Everybody piles in. You got Carl Frotch, you got Frampton, you got everybody coming to say what Billy Joe. They got to say what Dubois has done is a cardinal sin. As a fighter, you sign up for this thing. You agree to go out on your shield. They got to pull you out of there. If your eyes hanging out, arms broke, leg falling off, you keep going. And there's a lot of fighters. You've got that on their CV where they say, "Look at that fight. Look at me there. I was not like." There's man out. Everyone's posting their picture of when their eye was swollen up and closed, and they're saying, "I was trying to keep going."
Yeah. So now let's get into it. So not even to give us any kind of players war, we said it. Daniel Dubois, when he quit, we said, "Yo, big man, that's a quit still." Even when we was watching it,
the first thing I said when we were on the live, I said, "He's quit."
That's bad
because I know the effects of what that is and the way he quit.
I remember
by taking that knee. And I was like, no, that's going to stay on you.
Your actual word is, that's bad. When it happened, while it was happening, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. And you kept on repeating it. And it's like, I think he quit. And we was getting back and forth. So it's not to take us out of the thing, but I'm saying, keep the energy the same, innit?
And also,
go on.
What makes it flagrant when a fighter speaks like that? It's like, as comics, when we watch a comic die on stage, there is something in me when I watch. If I'm on the lineup here and I'm going on after a comedian and he's died on stage, there's something in me that takes offense to what's happened to him. Yeah. Because the audience. So now I'm looking at the audience like they're ops. I'm coming out on the aggressive. If you think you're gonna do that to me, you're mad. And I'll just ruin. Like for no reason, I might get at somebody in the front row just to set the tone. You're not having that. So, like subconsciously, I've taken the comedian side, even though like he might not be my friend. But there's like a comedian's code. Where if I see you dying on stage in front of the audience, unless you've said something that offends me as well, and you're getting beef for that, otherwise I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna back you 100%, at least. 100%. So when you go on. Sorry, I was saying that, and that's the issue. That's the issue that you saw that there's been a difference. I've never seen that there was 100 IFL interviews. Did he quit? And not just IFL, literally every single boxing, every channel.
So I'm not gonna say
Man couldn't wait to tell everyone, come on, mate. You know that you just don't do that. You just don't do that. You don't give up. You know, even if your jaw's broken, you just keep fighting.
Even down to Eddie. Eddie had us was like, did he really get injured though? Eddie was questioning.
Listen.
The hospital. You know what I mean? It's like no one's seen a scan. No one's seen. You know what I mean? Eddie was giving us that. So you get into this thing where, and it sows a seed of doubt. If all the men are saying it, that's a fact. And then the funny thing is, Daniel Dubois has got to rebuild himself because of what's been said. The build up is even harder. It's even greater. Yeah, and what's worse is he's doing that build up with Queensberry, which is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw the latest video that they tried to put out.
Oh, it's the most awkward thing you'd ever seen in your life.
Disgusting.
They got the most uncomfortable close up of Danny Dubois.
It's disgusting. And it's not even they ain't put a filter or
it's not even it looks threatening. It's not even. He's literally just like.
No, I'm gonna post it. We have to post it.
Yeah, we've got to post it, 100%.
But then again, his build-up, his comeback is such a uphill climb, yeah? And then to get back to where he needs to get back to.
The perception. He needs to create a new perception of his name. Because right now, all we think of is clumsy interviews, and that's that quit in that fight.
And a quitter.
The PR needs
and now, look what's happened with Billy Joe Saunders. And as we're doing this, as we're talking about this, Billy Joe has just released a statement. Right. Read the statement, Travis, if we can.
I'll get that for you now. Hold on a second.
Because it's incredible. And what I'm trying to break down in this is the different way that they're spoken about.
Got it.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically he come out and he's basically just said, look, thanks everyone for the messages. Broken eye socket, broken cheekbone in 3 places. Operation yesterday all went well. You win some, you lose some. I didn't feel out of my league, but I got caught with a good shot.
Stop for a second. It's key.
Go on.
So now, he's broken down because we're deep diving this thing here because this ain't a throwaway statement. This is a statement. It's a lot's happening in this statement. Yeah. So the beginning, remember from as soon as the fight was over, we saw the media, the circus. Started immediately. So what happened is usually we don't really get to see the scorecards like that. We don't really get to see, especially if it's ended in that way. It'll be a bit rare that a scorecard is posted online. We see it every now and then, but usually on a robbery, we'll see the scorecards. The guy got totally stopped, but we saw the scorecard. Now, the scorecard was now there to say that these judges were never going to have Billy Joe Saunders back anyway. So no matter what, he was always destined to lose. The cards were always stacked against Billy Joe. So now we're so in that thing of this guy's hard and done by, this guy's mistreated, this guy never got a fair crack, and this guy was actually winning. That's the key. Yeah? So now he says what he says. He said, I'm broken, so don't call me a quitter. Now we go into the next bit. What's the next line after he says the eye socket red? The next part.
So he goes, win some, lose some. I didn't feel out of my league, but I got caught with a good shot and I couldn't see. And then Ben got the corner to pull it.
Before that, he said, I didn't get... What's that? What's the line? What's that sentence?
He goes, you win some, you lose some. Yeah. I didn't feel out of my league, but I got caught with a good shot.
Stop it there. Yeah? So what are you taking from that? Because
I'm hearing I was in the fight and I got caught with a shot that just put me out of it. Like, I wouldn't say that's like an outrageous claim. Because if, some people's scorecards were 5-3 and some were 6-2. Like, if you go on to have a strong second half of the fight, you can still win the fight. So I wouldn't say that you weren't in the fight.
Okay, but then this is... So now, don't worry, I'm here with my receipts, bro. So, Ashley Fairfane, I checked what he said. Let me go there right now. Ashley Fairfane says, because people thought I was just making this stuff up, and a lot of people had these sentiments. Here he goes. Can't believe this. What the F is going on? I had Billy Joe Saunders winning against Canelo 5-3 at the time of the stoppage. And he's not the only one.
A lot of men have said that. Even Chris, I think it was Chris Maddox who was like the second voice on the commentary team. He had Billy Joe Saunders up. I saw those takes.
A lot of man. So what makes it now?
I wanted Billy Joe to win, and I don't want to clarify my stance. And on the live, I didn't have Billy Joe up. And I was trying to be favourable in some rounds. I didn't have him up.
There you go. So now you say to yourself, that's out there, and this has started already. This media spin, this media agenda, that's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, is now saying
you got to factor in here.
Go on.
British media have encounters with Billy Joe, and they know Billy. Like, a lot of men know him on a personal level. Like Ben Doughty, my guy who trained me for my fight fight that you guys know. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Like, I got him on Facebook. He's a friend of Billy Joe Saunders, and he just admits his bias out the gate. He's like, listen, obviously he got a bit more invested. Like, I consider him a friend. Do you know what I mean? And I can see the tone of his statuses were that of a friend of someone who's in a fight.
Yeah.
Brethren bias, we acknowledge it. Whenever I talk about Yard, we talk about Watsy, you talk about Watsy, Craig Richards comes up. We defend Craig Richards because that's our guy. Dan Aziz, like Denzel Bentley. Like, these guys, they're friends now.
Yeah.
So when we speak on them, there's going to be that different level. So I think with the British media,
the rest of the man them, fam. There's literally the man them that's shown this pod love. We develop a connection with these men.
So I'm saying Chantel Cameron, Natasha Jonas. So when we talk about these guys, there is a different layer. So that's what I think happens with the British media, to the point where now I think it's gone to another level because we've seen a really wild example of you having different energy for the same kind of situation. 100%. Because Dubois didn't get that treatment. And we can imagine that Dubois hasn't got the presence of Billy Joe Saunders in the community. Because Dubois, personality-wise, it's not really much going, like, it's not really there like that. Whereas Billy Joe's footprint, and he's been around longer. So when Dubois falls, everybody piles in. Yeah. Everybody piles in. Billy Joe, straight away, now brethren bias kicks in within the media.
Yeah.
And these guys are now going, well, are you asking them to stay in the fight? And people have to realize, no, this is where it gets messed up. No one's asking him to stay in the fight. No one's asking any fighter to stay in the fight. But when you open your mouth and you say that you got to go out on your shield, I don't care if one eye's hanging out, one arm's broken, you can't quit, Dubois. And now you get in there and your face gets cracked. And now you're out here, you have to answer to the stuff you were saying. And that's the price that you pay when you decide to talk. People think
Unnecessarily, because no one answered these statements. No one asked you to pile on the pressure. No one said to you, hey, bro, you know what? Today, I need to find out from you if you think he's a quitter. No one was asking.
And also, no one shoved the camera in your face because you was at the fight. You was in your house, in your bed, fam. And you made your own video to say, look, mate, you just take your shots, brother. Yeah? You said that. That's your words, big man. So that's what happens when you open your mouth. And people got to realize, when you decide to be the vocal guy in the mix, there's a lot of pressure. When Floyd was talking crazy, Floyd made sure on fight night, there weren't no games. I come in to fight De La Hoya. De La Hoya was the golden boy. And he said, no, I'm going to banter this guy and I'm going to beat him up. And he did exactly that. If he lost that fight with that display, he'd be holding corn.
The corn would have been incredible. But that's what it is. And that's the game at the end of the day. That's what you risk. You go in there and you risk that. If you're going to be the talker, you risk that. And Canelo, as you said, Trav, this is the main point. Me and you were talking midweek and I called you and I said, Trav, and you know what? Fair play to Billy Joe Saunders. He sold the hell out of this fight. Yeah.
Oh, bro, Billy Joe made me care. He made me care.
I'll be honest.
I thought the mental chess that he was playing was perfect. Even though he lost, I thought everything he was doing to piss off Canelo was wonderful.
See, now I said, Travis, this is gonna go two ways. Yeah. This is either gonna have Canelo going out of his usual self, and not fighting the way he's meant to fight, or this is gonna thoroughly piss off Canelo, and you're gonna unleash a different level of monster. Now, it was the latter. Canelo was unleashed that we've never seen before. We know Canelo goes about his business, and he's just, he's one of those guys that he's not gonna celebrate mid-fight or showboat. We haven't really seen that from Canelo. He'll celebrate at the end, a lot of Spanish, and then keep it moving.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? And he'd be like, yo, I'll see you lot soon. Who do you lot want next? Very calm. Do you know what I mean?
Very chilled. Very, very humble. A very honourable person is that we've seen thus far.
There you go.
Like, even when he fought Amir Khan, because I went back to watch the Amir Khan fight after this one. Because I was like, I wanted to see, because I remember thinking that Khan was getting success, like real, like undeniable success.
Yeah.
And I went to watch it back and I was like, no, Khan is clearly winning certain rounds. Like, there's no actually debating that.
Yeah.
He won like 3 or maybe even 4 before the KO.
Yeah.
And that's like, you could say it's typical of Khan to start nice and then slow down. Either way, he was winning rounds against Canelo.
Yes, he was.
Billy Joe took a while to get into it and he started to win a couple rounds here and there. Cool. Granted. Right? Yeah. But what I noticed was Canelo's demeanor when the KO. So when he knocked out Khan, he kneeled down by his side. And he sat there and he waited, like, just to make sure everything was cool. Billy Joe cracked him in the face. Knew it was broken, by the way. When he spread afterwards, I knew I broke his cheek.
Yeah.
Man was giving it this one.
He didn't care.
Riling up the audience. Like he said, Reynoso said to him, if you dominate him, let the crowd get a chance to engage. Fam, man was there like, this is your time.
Yes.
And he was trying to close it. Didn't close it. Credit to Billy Joe for somehow breaking a cheekbone, and the way he did, and not getting knocked the hell out.
Yeah.
He was doing one, goes back to his corner, quits. Canelo gets up, beats his chest. I'm the man. Like, there's nothing in him that makes him walk over there to go, yo, respect. Because the tone throughout all of this was very, very clear.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to hurt you. Like, you need to understand, everything you said and done is disrespectful. And I'm not a man that disrespects for no reason. So when I catch you, you're going to feel the energy in the room.
And this is it. And the funny thing is, even, because I get it, boxing is a hard sport because, again, you have to answer. You have to atone to those sins, fam. The kid, like, as soon as you, whatever you're doing, at some point, the bell has to ring. And you're faced with it. You're faced with everything you said.
The truth is always in the ring, fam.
Is in the ring. And it's even outside the ring because, again, these videos that just float up, these videos of you saying certain things, I don't think any boxer should put themselves on the line. I saw Anthony Ogogo. Hold on.
Man.
Yeah, that's all right. That's correct, yeah.
The guy whose career
Yeah, boxers don't need to be dying in the ring. That's
the thing. At all.
That's the part that we need to. We almost need to get rid of that part because when a boxer says, "Yo, I'll risk it all and let me go down on my shield," no, like go home to your
that stuff is good hot takes, but I respect when a fighter keeps it 100. Like even when Tony Bellew was saying, "I just want to go home to my family." As much as people laugh, they laugh on that now just because we always see Tony Bellew at fights. We always see him talking. But the meaning of that is my faculties. Floyd doesn't mess around when he talks about his faculties. He's like, "Yo, I want to retire with my master." He goes, "Look at my dad. Look at my Uncle Roger." He goes, "These guys, they don't talk coherently." Because of boxing. He goes, I'm not allowing that to happen to me. So I'm not against any fighter protecting his health before the entertainment of the people. Fighters have set this tone for themselves by saying those things when another man falls. There's something very dark about enjoying another man's downfall. I've had people I don't like in various areas of my life, and they've gone through dark moments, and I've not been able to. You can't enjoy that.
You can't enjoy it
because those are human experiences. And it could happen to any one of us.
100%. And this is it. There you go. Oh, mad. Wait, I've got a comment from Daniel Dubois. I'm trying to get it. Damn it. Where is it? There you go. I thought this is it. I thought Billy fought very, very well. He got an injury. It's what it is. I wanted him to win, and I thought he looked like he could do that. All this quitter talk stuff, I don't know about any of that stuff. There you go. It's stupid. There you go. Billy fought very well until that point. Couldn't continue. It's what it is. They made the right decision. Mark knows his fighter. I'm sure he did the right thing. But there you go. You're seeing the class from my man. Because
the thing is, it's good and it's strategic as well. Like because he could either, if he comes back and goes, how you like that now? Then it'd be like, come on, man. It wouldn't be received well. He's played it wonderfully.
Perfect hand. He's played. That's one of the best things I've seen from Queensberry Promotions. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like it is like he's won himself. He's put himself in a very good position because I've seen the comments. Well done, fair play to you. This it because we know what he said. You know what I mean? And this guy is almost praising someone that tried to hurt your whole career. That's what's happened there. You know, and again, it's just, I was disappointed. I've been disappointed with the media, and I'm happy. Like in this Billy Joe, I don't feel sorry or sad for Billy Joe because you end of the day, obviously you can't play boxing, and I'm not happy that he's got eye injury, but I'm saying you got to watch how you're talking to certain men. You know what I mean? That's it. You got to watch how you're talking to certain men because certain men will say to you, I am planning to hurt you. This boxing thing is not a joke. Like, if you round me up the way you could.
The wrong way. I'm more motivated for you than I would be normally.
I'm motivated. Like, you talk about, I would love, like, Ali, his relationship with Louisville. Frazier. It was a very bitter relationship.
There was needle there. Joe Frazier hated Ali for what he said about him. He said, "Yo, you call me a Uncle Tom." And Joe Frazier couldn't vocalize. Some people just can't talk trash like that. So he had to stomach that. And it's like, I remember seeing a documentary, I think, Facing Ali, when all the guys who fought Ali sat down and kind of spoke about him. And he almost went to tears when he's like, you can't say stuff like that. Like, that stuff hurts. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, there's that side of it where these are humans in this exchange.
100.
And we've at points been in our lives where, you know, even from young ages, not so much as adults, but you've been emotional because of something someone said to you.
Bro,
man have cussed you and that one tear rolls down because you ain't got a comeback. Bro, but you feel it.
You're saying at times, this is life. This is the human experience.
That's right.
When you say at times, I can say to you, remind me of all the beautiful things that your family and people said to you your whole life. You don't remember. I say, tell me all the negative things people said to you. You can pull that thing back from 5 years old till current time.
I've got people who I've gone to school with. And we're cool on social media now. We're adults, we're grown men. We know where we've come from. There's a lot of history there where it's like respect. But I remember a time where you said something mad to me when we were kids. And it's like, it doesn't go away. It's one of the ones where it's like, you'd be cool, but if he said something to you today as an adult, that seed from back in the day would come right back to the surface.
Flourishing. Whole sunflower effect.
Yeah.
And this is
do you know what I mean?
Go on.
So it's like, for me, when I look at fighters that claim to have a code, there is no code, clearly, because if fighters want to piss on each other when they fall down, then you've got to say to yourself, it's a skullduggery thing. Now, the one thing that I'd say is probably an exception to that conversation is when there is already personal beef with each other before the moment.
Eubank Jr.
Eubank Jr., Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, oh, there's lack of class. But I'm like, no, you guys have to differentiate between personal beef and just being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I say being a dickhead is when someone that you don't even necessarily care about has a bad day and you show up to go, ha, yeah, that's mad. That would never be me. That's crazy. How do you let that happen? Do you see that? What happened to my man? That's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But if your enemy who you already have exchange with has a bad day, I'm not gonna tell you that. Oh, that's just low, man. How dare you? You hate each other.
Total enjoyment. When he loses, and you enjoy it.
Fam, he put 10K. Bro, imagine, you got someone you can't stand. You got 10K that he gets knocked out. Then he actually gets knocked out. He quits in the fight. You're watching it. You've made an extra 10K, and someone you hate gets knocked out. Try and tell that man not to enjoy his evening.
He's had the best evening of his life.
He's had the best evening from home.
That chair, I don't even know what that chair was. It was crazy.
That chair was. He was laying back with the legs.
It was mad. It looked like he was at the gynecologist, brother. I don't know what was going on, bro. The chair was crazy. The chair was crazy. We need to do a deep dive into that chair, fam. That chair was
Did you say the gynecologist?
Bro, it looked like, I don't know, bro. I looked at the chair. I said, nah.
You're telling me that's not a good gaming chair, fam? Legs wide.
When you're in the stirrups,
looking for your legs.
Man's on the chair in the stirrups, bro. I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, winning 10 grand like that in that chair, come on, I can't argue. You know what I mean? But
bro, I don't look at that Eubank video and think anything. All I thought was this. All right, cool. Well, you're rolling the dice because when it's your day, I'm not trying to speak that into man's life. But life has its own way of doing things.
Yeah.
But should you encounter difficulty, be prepared for these videos to come back again,
bro.
Because that's how the game goes. Clearly, with Billy Joe, example number one.
Standardly, I know. Again, there's people waiting for your demise at every turn, every corner, and you gotta take it. Do you know what I mean? When the one day where I'm in can you imagine the one day I have to lace up the gloves and I'm in there trying to mix and if it doesn't go my way, fam.
And Dubois has trained the other fighter.
Those boxers will be enjoying. I gotta hold the corn, bro, but that day's not happening, fam, because it's undefeated forever, fam. You see what I'm saying? That day's not happening, fam. And in the end of the day, I do what I do. You man win at your sport, fam. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what though? I want to give Billy Joe his flowers, and it's like very small flowers.
Go on.
Yeah, but it's still some flowers.
Give him flowers. 2
reasons. What? 1.
Go ahead.
He made this fight a lot bigger than it was going to be.
100%.
With the antics, the talk about the 22-foot ring, which, I had a conversation with my boy, and he said to me, he goes, bro, you got to understand, He goes, my thing is this with the whole 22-foot ring argument. He goes, these guys have been amateurs, they've been pros, they fought in bare different rings. Like, when you're fighting on a come-up and you're on undercards, you don't get to dictate the size of the ring. You just fight in the ring. So these men have experienced all rings from 18-foot, 20, 22. They've experienced these things. So they know how to navigate in these rings. It's not going to be that much of an issue to you. He's doing it just to piss off Canelo. And when you watch the fight, it played like that because nothing about that game plan said he wants to use the full size of the ring.
But I think to get into analysis, to get into that boxing analysis, I think that chance to use it was taken away from him very quickly.
No, but this is the thing though. Because it's not even like he was on his toes, bro. He literally was standing in the pocket with Canelo. It's not like he really tried to dance. And we've seen him try and dance, which is what let me know that it wasn't that.
But then this is where it's confusing because me and you, just on the other pod, we said, how does he win? And we both said he can't try and mix it. We can't stay in the middle with a Mexican
But this is what I'm saying.
And he tried.
He did try, but that's what I'm saying because clearly that was the game plan. He didn't try to dance. So that means that the 22-foot thing was just to piss man off.
No,
and I think it's the mental battle of you're not going to get every single thing your way.
And I'm with you, Travis. I'm with you on that. But I want to now focus on the tactics of the fight. Because
before we get there, I just want to stay on the fact of the mental journey into the fight. Because I give him full marks.
Yeah.
For the antics of not showing up to the first face-to-face, the antics of the argument about the ring, them man had to go back and deliberate between, is Billy Joe going to get his way? Yeah. Fair enough. Canelo was like straight gangster about it. He said, no, whatever he wants. I don't care. I'm going to batter him. Cool. I rate that. But I also rate the fact that he was able to disturb it to the point where he's like, yo, you're not having what you want. I will go home. I will piss on this parade.
At what cost, though?
No, I'm not getting to that. What I'm saying is, if he was, say, for example, had the skills that we believed he needed to win the fight, that would have created so much more frustration. Because when the trainer is saying to Canelo, if you get a chance to dominate him, bring the crowd into it, get everybody involved. That means that there's an extra needle than normal.
Yes.
And that, if you box him properly, you can use it to have it more of an advantage.
Yes, agreed.
Billy Joe wasn't the guy for that. But that game plan, I like the week leading up to the fight.
The week leading up to the fight.
And the second reason for the flowers. That was the first flowers. Sorry, you're gonna go in a second.
Do your thing, no, it's fine. I'm here for you.
The second flowers, getting your face cracked early in the round, surviving the round and making it back to your corner. In with a man like Canelo, I give you full praise.
Do you know what I mean? And I'll do that because again, even that, I see that. Even that, like, I'm not trying to be a total prick. Do you know what I mean about this thing? But I just think sometimes, I don't know, man. It's like, I want fighters to chat, but
I just don't want them to do that when they shit on each other after like a loss like that. Like, he's lost because a man quit because his face has got a significant injury, potentially life-threatening, and you want to be chatting shit then. Like, in my boxing experience, I've had some sparring sessions where I've sparred guys who were bigger. I sparred this one guy, and he was like 14 and a half stone, and I was like 12. And I remember getting hit with a shot here, right? It's just like neck and shoulder, chest area kind of thing.
Yeah,
and bro,
there's no way you want to get hit.
Yeah, it was crazy because it's like, I remember going back and bro, I'm telling you, I felt cold, fam. Like, the pain over the next couple of days, I've never been hit like that before. And I am not in any way near these man's levels, but I know how I felt after that moment. And I wasn't even in my face. So the level that these men are at when it comes to pain, I don't expect any fighter to fight through broken bones.
No one's saying this. And the killer is that whole quit thing. I don't really care about it, but I think I don't care about it. That's the thing. It's like I want it gone in boxing.
Yeah, the stigma.
If a man needs to stop, he has to stop. He lost. He got knocked out. He got bested by the better man. I think Dave Allen said it perfect.
Yeah,
I had to give up one time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he named a few men.
Yeah,
that had to quit. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing bad in quitting. You come back again, try your best.
That's right.
We quit in life. I know there's these motivational speakers like, don't quit, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and don't sleep, stay awake. No, bro, I'm a human. I'm tired. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to go to bed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally understand that. I just think that I don't understand some of the tactics. So why are you giving the flowers for making it to the corner? I think that when I tried to assess and even he's not really taking ownership of what's happened. So even when we didn't finish the statement, by the final statement, he mentions Ben pulled me out.
So
just go back to that final statement because that's good. It's the accountability part that I'm like with, and especially when you've made videos the way you did. So go on, get to that Ben part actually.
Yeah, it goes. I'll get the thing back up again.
Sorry.
He goes. So stuff loads slow. There we go. He goes, I got caught with a shot I couldn't see, and Ben got the corner to pull it. Thank you all who watched. I'll be back. God bless you all.
That's it there.
Ben got the corner to pull it.
Ben was waiting for you to tell me I'm gonna carry on. Ben was waiting to hear from you, and he didn't hear nothing from you. And he made a decision of your lack of decision, your lack of telling me I'm going back out there. Now, why I don't want you to go back out there, but just own it. That's on you. That is on you, and you've kind of like almost thrown Ben under the bus.
And also the thing is, he threw Ben under the bus, absolutely. And Mark Tibbs tried to protect him as well in the interviews, but Mark Tibbs already gave it away. Because then man said, what happened in the corner? Did you pull him out or did he quit? And he goes, obviously, I'm still emotional from all of it. I don't really want to start talking about stuff. And he goes, he didn't give me the answers I needed. He didn't give me the answer I was looking for.
Yeah.
So, I made a decision. And he tried to do so much to protect his fighter, and credit to him for protecting his fighter, because that is what you do as a corner man.
It's a great corner.
But fact is, let's face it, bro. if I'm saying to you, fam, what are you saying? You got another round in you? You want to smoke this? What are you telling me? And you just go, I gotta pull you out there.
You gotta pull me straight out. I
gotta pull you out there. There's no fight left. That's it.
Left in me. That's it. I've got no fight. We both said it. I've got no fight left in me. Get me out of the ring.
That's right. So when people say quit, did he say, I quit, I don't want any more? Nah. But did he quit with every other part of him? Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely, bro. And yeah, man. And
who blames him? His face cracked. This man has a family and a life outside of this sport.
And he will get to spend his money. And he had that night. Again, credit to any man that gets in the ring.
And also, let's look at the other side of all of this, yeah? Because we're obviously we feel the same. We're giving guys props who get into the ring full stop. But let's look at what happens when it goes too far. Michael Watson, when he fought Chris Eubanks Sr. Mm-hmm. I remember watching that fight, and my dad was always telling me that, that's a great fight to watch in terms of just how Michael Watson was such a great fighter. Michael Watson beat Nigel Benn. He, was on course to beating Eubank in that second fight. He knocked Eubank Sr. down the round before he got stopped. Bro, I'm telling you, that fight was just chaos for Eubank. He wasn't beating Michael Watson that night. Put him down, Eubank gets up, and after the knockdown, he walks over and throws the best uppercut any man could throw in that situation, and he backs him up, and it's like he gets a count and all that kind of stuff. He goes down, he gets the count, and he goes back to his corner. He comes out, and fam, he's not a fighter anymore. He comes out, and he's literally stiff, he's different. The fight should have been stopped by today's medical standards. Yeah. He goes out there, bang, 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 it's over. Hospital, brain damage, fam.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about bravery,
that changed Eubank.
That took his killer instinct away from him.
Bro. Yeah.
Fam. So when we're looking at what we're expecting of fighters, do we need a Michael Watson to be like, badge of honor, respect to the code of boxing?
Bullshit.
It's bullshit, bro. Because sitting there watching Eubank Senior and Michael Watson on that interview that This Is Your Life with Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Eubank Senior is in tears. Michael Watson is having to console him and say, it's all right, it's in the past. That is devastating to watch. Nobody wants fighters to go through that. Yeah. I hate to see my fighters that I loved when I was growing up, watching them broke. I hate to see them without money, let alone their health.
Yeah. You ain't lying. Again, there's no lies told. Again, listen, Billy Joe Saunders, big up yourself. I didn't like the way you moved. I think I love humility, and it's there. Like it or not, that night you got humbled. That's
life
real.
Humbles us all.
You got humbled. Life it humbled you. You know what I mean? And just be careful now. You just be a bit more careful of what you're saying when you're talking about the other.
That's right.
The other fight, your peers. You just got to be careful about what you're saying about. These are your peers. You almost crushed a man's career. This man still has to come back, and the kindness that he showed you, you got to show it to someone else. That's it.
Facts.
That's it. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And I think he needs to give a bit more credit because he hasn't really respected CANELO in
he has to do an interview where he has to say something about
CANELO. He has to give it up because now I'm waiting. Do you know what I mean? I'm waiting for some greatest opponent I've been in. All he said is I was winning and I
was in the fight,
punch on the guard, and then Ben said I should get out there. That's what you've done. I need to hear from you. But anyway, let's.
And also so this might be one of the rare occasions where it's like if you tuned in to hear us talk about Billy Joe Saunders, you got it right,
bro. But one thing, actually, just on the tactics thing, this is where I was confused, and you helped me with this because again, I'm a fan. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When it comes into the mechanics and tactics of it all, I can't say I understand all of it. I don't understand what the game plan was to win the fight. Billy Joe Saunders is not one of the most explosives or hardest punchers. So staying on the inside felt, for me, you're not going to win this fight via knockout. The chances of you winning this fight is more going to be by points and being elusive, getting out of trouble. So I don't understand the strategy of what he was trying to do.
So what it was, I think his legs are gone. The legs that we know Billy Joe used to have, I think they're gone. I think the lifestyle's taking its toll. And that's the thing with fighters who are on the yo-yo thing, where it's like, I'll train when I got a fight coming, but I'll be fat in between. Your body adds up. And that's what I say about Tyson Fury, because I look at that and I think to myself, you haven't looked after yourself.
At all.
Not like how someone like AJ has. And if you think that doesn't add up and your boxing IQ is going to save you, well, there's a surprise for stuff like that, because athletics play a big part in, you know what I mean, the performance and the ability to execute what's in your head. Yeah, that's why old fighters have it so hard, because in their mind, they see that shot coming, but they just can't get out of the way, right? Now, when I look at what Billy Joe Saunders was trying to do, I don't think his game plan was to move, because I think, obviously, the legs are gone. I think he wanted to just be faster than him in that moment. I think if he thought, I can keep you honest with the jab, keep you there, bam, 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 and rotate to his right, and keep Canelo having to reset, because you know, Canelo is not the quickest of foot, like he's not the fleetest of foot.
Yeah,
he's very much flat-footed. He stalks you, and he's very patient. He's like a horrible animal in the wilderness.
I would say new Canelo's on that, because he's not always been like this, but new Canelo is almost, he believes in his power now. He believes in it.
So he's happy to let rounds go.
Yeah,
he's like, good round, but I'm still studying you. So he comes in, he's like, he just works his way forward and just waits and waits and waits, and then touches you with a left to the body. Now, where Canelo is now, and this is the thing where it's like, now I've had to move away. Like, I understand the beef thing, and I've said this on many, many, many occasions about the beef and the steroids and the clenbuterol. But what level of boxing, the level of boxing that Canelo is at right now, it's absolutely astronomical as far as that division. Yeah. Cleans it out with ease. Caleb Plant may as well send that belt over today, because there's no point in going through that. And we met Caleb Plant, and he showed us love, and do you know what I mean? And I don't want to even act like, you know, like I don't rate him, or as a fighter, I rate him absolutely. But what Canelo was doing is different. It's very different.
I didn't get enough from Caleb's last fight to say, damn, this is Canelo.
This is what I'm saying.
You're Canelo already. I don't know who is. That's the thing.
But we have to look at what Canelo's doing different, yeah? I'm going to move away from the beef stuff from this point going forward.
You have to.
Yeah? I'm not going to reference it again unless I see something crazy.
That's good.
What we are seeing from Canelo is top-level fighting, right? Bar one or two names where it's like, okay, cool, that's a gimme fight. But he's fighting every few months. He's taking it back to the 70s when man used to fight all year round, fam. So what that is doing is allowing him to become a different, smarter fighter. Everything is sharp. He's not getting sharp in camp. He's staying sharp. He's just resting his body, and then he's going, let's run it again. So he's what he's building on with Reynoso. Them man have got like a different type of thing where it's just like, this fight we might add one thing. This fight we add one thing. So every time you see Canelo, he's added something, or he's just getting better at what he's already done.
And he's getting used to the big events. He's getting used to the big nights. So you know when you're talking about Billy Joe Saunders trying to like pump fake him out and all this other stuff, it's like, bro, in my last fight, they kidnapped my brother, fam. I was doing negotiations trying to get my brother back before I
the Rocky Fielding fight,
I had the championship fight. So now all you're doing is just getting on my nerves a little bit. That's all you're doing is kind of pissing me off. Like, I will fight you. Like when I walked out, his walkouts are so grand. We're talking about 5 minutes to get into the ring. We had the whole mariachi. We had everyone. The guy knows. Bro. He's like, this is not nothing new to me. You know, some people that perform in Wembley sell it out and it's nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, he's not, if the crowd shouts, it's not going to change how he's going into this. He can control the crowd. There's a lot of men that don't know how to do that.
I had a conversation with my dad, and then Ade reconfirmed that point as well, which is now added some different credence into it. My dad said, and you know, Ade both said as well, like that ring walk wasn't confidence. He was trying to wake himself. You know, when you go through the motions to try and hopefully wake yourself up to believe it. Yeah, that's what that was. Because it's like, I remember watching it. I watched it, and you got to remember, we had great camera angles from DAZN. Yeah. We had the atmosphere, 70,000 people. We've experienced that again live. And he's coming out and he's singing and he's dancing. But then you say to yourself, he doesn't dance. Why is he dancing? Sugar Ray Leonard said this about Marvin Hagler. He goes, I'll tell you why he knows he didn't win that fight. Afterwards, he started dancing to celebrate. He goes, Hagler doesn't dance. He goes, this is a calculated thing. So when he's coming out and he's singing along to the tune and da-da-da-da-da, he goes, yeah, this is what confident people do, but I'm trying to make myself confident, which explains why he didn't start the fight confident. He got confident round 4 upwards when he's like, I'm not knocked out. I'm still in this. So, you see what I mean? So
it's mad because I think he maybe trying to be Fury in that moment. Because when Fury walked into that fight with Deontay Wilder, we saw all of that. Fury's wild anyway. Yeah. Fury will do all of those moves. So I think a part of him wanted to take something from the Fury book to be like, yeah.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. Again, it's so mad because when I watched it, I was like, I enjoyed the fact that he was on his own.
I thought it was nice.
I enjoyed those things that he's doing, and then I rated it 10 out of 10. I said that was a 10 out of 10 walkout.
Same. Oh yeah, it sent the message that I needed to see. If I'm a fan of Canelo and I'm watching the man come into the ring like that, I'll be looking and thinking, he's got something. He's got something, clearly.
Especially with the lead up as well. Especially if everything that he said before. But then when you break it down and say you're doing things that are not natural to you, then it becomes different. And you're right. From the fourth round, that's when the confidence came, but it's too late.
That's right. Well, it was an interesting dynamic. But I got to give Canelo his props, man. Because I know the drugs and the steroids ain't going to give you that boxing that he's giving us.
Not at all.
Like, the way Canelo throws to the body. I look at that, and me and my dad were talking about it a couple of days ago. It's like, why can't everybody throw their shots like this?
Yeah.
And it hit like, it's because he fights every few months.
He fights regular.
He's so locked in. He's like the Kobe Bryant of boxing, fam.
Get the fuck out.
Where it's like, you got to say to yourself, what is he doing in his off days? Man. Like, at what point does this man like live a life where it's like, his vibes are now? Because every 3 months, that means your camp starts 2 weeks.
You have to understand that this guy looked at Mayweather and he took the Mayweather fight at a very tender time in his career. But you could see what he was aspiring to be because he's looking at Mayweather saying, I'm trying to be like you in terms of how Mayweather's moved. He's looked at him and said, you're sick. And
he's watched that fight. He's watched that fight with Floyd hundreds of times. He's watched him. He's looked at, and remember, Mayweather's he's almost the thing that you want to copy. He's the main print in it. He's the first edition. And he's the blueprint. He's a blueprint. I'm looking at that, and I said he's always kept himself in shape, stayed busy, and he's fought at the right time. And also the last stage of his career, he got active. He was literally like every 3-4 months with that Showtime deal.
There you go.
So that Floyd reached a level of boxing in that final stint by staying active.
Exactly. But what I'm doing, and the other Mayweather part, because people say that Canelo chooses to fight these guys at the right time.
Yeah.
But earlier, to fight Billy Joe Saunders, maybe 2 years earlier, as we were saying, it could have been a bit techie because that was a different Billy Joe.
If he fought him at 160, that would have been a different fight.
It's a different fight.
He could move.
He could move. Do you know what I mean? When he chose Triple G, it was a good time. He showed it went.
You know what? I don't even necessarily think it was the best time. I think the first fight Triple G just won.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I still say that there's a time he could, if he picked it a bit earlier.
It did take a while. It did take a while. Like Amir Khan, remember Amir Khan's post-fight?
Yeah.
In that post-fight, he said, look, I stepped up to fight Canelo. Yeah, cool. I've gone up above my weight. I don't belong at this weight division. It's time for Triple G to step up. It's almost like he did it just to make a statement. Like, you man fight each other now. So that's how advanced the talks were. This
is it. So I just believe that he's looked at Mayweather and he said, I'm trying to have a similar career or even eclipse him in what I'm doing. It's hard now because that Mayweather win's never going anywhere. Like, there's nothing, he can't do anything about it. All he can do now is mash up the division. That's all he can do. Just hopefully hurt as many people that's put in front of you, get them the hell out of here. The Andrade fight is a great fight for him. It's a good name. Do you know what I mean? Caleb winning, being the first Mexican, he's trying to do things that it's not been done before, and that's gonna really secure his legacy. But the guy he's incredible. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to be in this era watching him do it. He's the candy man right now.
For real. So let's look at what Fury would have had to experience this weekend, right?
It's a mad weekend.
Now, Fury, he self-proclaimed, he goes through certain things outside of the ring.
Yeah.
You've come to see the fight, your boy's biggest fight of his career. He goes in with the middleweight version of AJ. Yeah, AJ and Canelo are the stars. That's that. It's backed up by numbers. I don't care about your opinions about Fury of their boxing. They are the superstars of their size and divisions.
100%. There's no arguing with that one.
Billy Joe, he goes in there. You know, they got that traveler connection. Do you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, we're unaffected. We're this and we're that. Cool. Granted. Gets in there and he gets knocked out in a devastating way. Not knocked out, he gets stopped.
TKO.
Face is battered on a huge stage. Do you reckon he watches that and he's affected by it slightly? I think he absolutely is.
Let's speculate on this one. Because
you watch that and you say to yourself, this is going to be the night when I walk in with AJ. This is what it's going to be like. Has he had a night as big as that? No, he hasn't. Has AJ? Many. AJ's nights are like that because those are AJ nights.
But the one thing I would say about Fury is he'll be unfazed. I feel he's more unfazed. I'm with you on this. He'll be unfazed by the walkout, I feel. But where the difference is he couldn't allow that loser energy into his psyche. And that's why he cut. Because it's very weird.
As soon as he lost, he went to Miami.
As soon as he lost, he said, I can't have that within me. I can't have that doubt. I can't have that unsurety. I'm Fury. I can't feel what Billy Joe's going through because it must have been hard for him to leave his boy. Do you know what I mean? For him to leave, bro, my man's having surgery. He said, I am already in a training camp because Eddie Hearn saying there's good news. Eddie Hearn said there's good news coming soon. Yeah? And we saw it. People tried to say it's hay fever. I'm not having that bullshit.
No, that's a black eye, fam. Someone tagged him.
Round his eye, this guy is in serious training mode. So yes, he's trying to, and he's done a lot of talking. If we're really trying to analyze this thing, and one thing that he's done a lot of talking, but not only he's done a lot of talking, he's been saying, you know, AJ's a dosser. He's almost tried to convince himself AJ's a dosser. But out of his own camp, we've been hearing he needs a tune-up. He needs a tune-up. So what's happening now is the kind of sparring he's doing is tune-up level.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I had to cut, why I had to leave, and now we're speculating.
I can't be around this energy, bro.
I can't be around losing energy. Hold tight, I'm chilling with AB. And AB's energy is different anyway, but I'm just saying that he had to be around something completely
something diluted.
Different. Yeah,
because like he's a fragile guy. You know, mentally he and I don't say that as an insult or to mock. I say that as somebody who would acknowledge his own feelings and how he'd feel. So why he'd get out of there, which is fine. But I think AJ is playing this wonderfully in terms of the mind games and not engaging. But then he's also playing it wonderfully with this. He tweeted tonight. I just got it up in front of me now. He tweeted in quotes, Spartan. And then he said, below it, I'm tired. My fans are tired. Your fans are tired. We are all tired of the talk. Let's talk more action. Then he adds Tyson Fury. Let me tell you, a Fury that can't get you to mentally engage in his nonsense is a very vulnerable Fury. Because everybody, when they speak about the fight with Fury, they always say the same thing. He gets in your head. If he can't get in your head, I'm telling you, here's how I want to see this thing play out with AJ. I want AJ to be just like how he is now, chilling, couple statements here, nothing crazy, don't engage until the weigh-in. And when he gets face-to-face at that weigh-in, let it ring off. Cuss his mum, cuss everything. Go say whatever it is you want to say that's on your mind. Headbutt him, push him off the scale, whatever you do in that moment, because right now we're 2 days away from the fight. There's nothing left. There's nothing else to say. This is it now. I'm ready. Yeah? No lead-up talk. But when it's time to have that head-to-head, gusto. Let him know that once you get in on Saturday, you're getting in there with this. Not the tweets, not the talk, me. Bro, I'm telling you. Fury,
you know why? It's a great thought. But the problem is that the gloves are off. And there'll be two. There'll be two.
But this is what...
And then I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying because that, again, as a strategy, is probably... It's bulletproof. That's the strategy. Do you know what I mean? But the issue is in those little meetups, the same way Billy Joe was able to push the boat out and really fuck with Canelo. Do you know what I mean? We heard Canelo speaking in a lot more English than we're used to. Do you know what I mean?
Even when he cussed them man in the lobby.
Cussed them man in there. We saw Canelo. we saw Canelo out of his usual. And the one thing we can say with AJ is AJ's got that roadman mentality in him that
he does.
It'll just come out. AJ don't want the disrespect,
especially face to face.
Face to face, he don't want it, bro. He's like, cause he like AJ's one of them. You don't really need to sell this fight. You're Tyson Fury, I'm AJ. Like this fight's already sold. So in his head, he's like, you should show me some level of respect. So and remember, that's how he thinks.
I don't think it's about respect though. I think he's looking at it like we don't need to do this, so I'm not going to. If he needed to sell the fight, he'd know he'd engage.
No, I'm saying that he's already gonna be feeling like this fight's already sold, bro. Like you're doing extra sauce for no reason. So then he starts to get offended. Remember, every time that he's got mad is when someone's gone out of their position. Remember when they was doing the it was a face to face. It was the guy that got mashed up by Wilder, the soul punch. That took his They were on the grass, Brazil, Dominic. And Dominic, everything was cool. Then Dominic, like they would like just act little photograph thing outside.
The photo shoot, yeah.
And then Dominic,
he said, "Nah, don't give it all that. Don't worry about the belts. Nah, forget about all that. Like respect me as a man."
There you go. And
I know.
And AJ has that. He can't help it.
But you gotta look at it like this. We're in a different world now. COVID world. They won't be doing many face-to-faces unnecessarily until fight week. And by fight week, that's fine. I'm talking about those months out convos.
I think it's too difficult because I think when they start, even though the fight's already sold, they're going to be all over the country ramming up the P's for this thing. And I think there's going to be...
because that's a press tour. I don't think they're going to press tour.
No, but I think even if there's Zooms and stuff, because they belong to so many different networks, there's going to be... That deal is very complicated.
Yeah,
so they're gonna have to meet they're gonna have to meet the Sky requirements. Sky are probably gonna say, "You've seen what we did when we had some content issues, not content issues, but content agreements." Sky will say, "Yo, I want 4 videos and this, that, and the other." The Zone might want whatever they need. BT will want whatever they want, and then ESPN will be like, "Listen, we got the big contract with him, so but at standard, you need to sit down with Kellerman."
Here's what I don't want.
Yeah.
Is an angry AJ and a laughing Fury. In any of their exchanges, I don't want that. I prefer an antagonizing Fury and a calm, not interested AJ. I don't want him to bite and get pissed off and say something dumb that gets him laughed at, and then Fury gets to say something because the banter is not going to be there. I'll be looking at it like, I know your strengths and I know your weaknesses as your boy. And I'm saying, look, don't play this game with him. That's not yours. Chill.
He'll push the boat out though, because even that time when the Deontay Wilder one, you're struggling to really get through to Deontay Wilder.
It took a while to get. He struggled
to get Deontay Wilder, but it was that one meeting, there's one face to face where Fury, they were grabbing each other.
They got in his face,
and
exactly.
Done something to him, and he's like, and I don't know, AJ with that personal space thing.
Listen,
you don't want.
I've seen man at the weigh-ins. Remember Riddick Bowe? And he got that don't get in his face, and he said, "I'm gonna knock you out." He goes, you work that out. Bow, bow, straight. Listen, I wouldn't even be mad at AJ giving him one of those. Like, let him know straight out the gate, I am not on talk. So if it means that I gotta bang you here and now, let that get cracking then. Like, and I don't know if that puts the fight in jeopardy or what happens there, but it's one of them ones where the message...
It does another 100 million on paper-view, guys.
Yeah, because remember, David Hay banged Tony Bellew, fam. Yeah. You remember that? Man touched it, boom, like over the top. It was mad from fast as well.
Fast. I didn't even see it. It's like, what was that?
Telling you, that let me know that heavyweight speed, that man with normal humans, he will batter everyone. But it's like, what he needs to do, even if it's one of the ones he pushes man in the face, like, it's got to be something that's physical straight out the gate to let man know, I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah. I need to talk about this. So now we're here, yeah? As I said, this has been one of the most craziest weeks in boxing. My boy Floyd, yeah? Trav,
it bothers me, fam.
Come and collect your king, fam. Because it bothers... Why it bothers me is, of all the man them that have spoken to Floyd... Of all the man them in this world, yeah, that have literally had a back and forth with Floyd. I'm talking man them worthy. I saw a picture.
Cotto, bro, Mosley. Like, there's a lot of guys he's been in there with.
There's a lot of man, yeah. And I've always said Floyd is always been in control, managed himself. he's always kind of been the aggressor or the person that messes around or knows what he's doing. What we saw with Floyd is Floyd came into this. No, not only did he lose it, Floyd entered this YouTube era, yeah, and this YouTube era is something else.
If you don't understand it, it will get you the hell out of here.
We've seen pranks. These kids are pranking each other, and you haven't seen some of that. You've watched. Go on YouTube,
bro, they're outrageous.
And
they're
just
outrageous.
Pranks, yeah.
These
guys will go to a level that you probably don't understand because there's always been a code. With Floyd, everyone he's dealt with, there's been a code. Even when he dealt with Conor McGregor, and even Conor was a bit mad. Yeah.
Even Conor couldn't, but Conor knew you couldn't touch him. It's like, you say what you want, but you don't touch me.
There's a code. YouTubers,
they don't have that.
Anything for clicks. They will get a YouTuber would risk getting stabbed to go into the hood
for the views, fam.
For the views, yeah. So will Logan Paul? Will Jake go to the extreme lengths? Because Floyd probably thought, let's sell this little moment. At first, it was fake. At first, that first little, let's meet up.
Well, no, but this is the thing. So I saw a video, a behind-the-scenes video that Logan Paul posted, right? These men, obviously, they keep cameras on them, fam. Them men stay camered up. So they're doing the press day, and obviously he's on stage with CANELO. Logan Paul and Floyd are on stage together, and they're talking trash, and it's the media day, yeah? So they're going back and forth, and it's funny because Floyd tries to... that's the thing about these YouTubers, they're intelligent as well. So Logan's on there, and then Floyd goes, I saw what you did to the people of Japan. He goes, so, you have to pay what you did to the people of Japan. And then Logan goes, is this your way to try to galvanize the whole country and get them behind you? And then everyone starts laughing. Because that whole video that Logan did with the guy. So that's what he's talking about. But he's like, they laughed. And then it's like, they start bantering. He's like, I'm fit enough to beat you and your boy in one night. After the thing now, that little interaction's gone. Jake says to Logan, I'm going to get his hat. Logan says to him, please just don't. Yeah. Jake is the tear away little brother. Yeah. Wow. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you can sense that. And I recognize that big brother, little brother energy from my own experience with my own brother.
Oh my God.
So when he's like, yo, just chill, bruv. He's doing another interview on one side. Around the corner, Jake is over there to Floyd now. He gets in his face. He goes, yo, what are you saying? You want to do that 2 fights in one night? Floyd starts doing his new thing. I'm my own boss.
Don't call, what's his name? Don't call,
Exactly. Boom, got your hat, runs off scrapping. Logan hears this madness is kicking off. He's like, that feeling of like, oh, he's done it again. He's run around there and obviously the madness has happened, but then Logan is like, he's doing an interview and he's just like, Logan is just like, he's like, what the hell? I told him not to get, how did he get his hat, bro? And he's talking, he goes, look, man, he goes, now you can't come to the fight. I just spoke to LB, they're saying you can't come to the fight. Yeah. And he goes, man, to hell with those guys. He's on the phone. And he goes, but what about me, bro?
What about me? And that what about me? I felt it. Did you feel it?
That what about me, bro? I watched that and I was like, I watched that and I thought, oh, that's a real relationship. And you saw Jake on the plane. They're on the plane.
Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Wait 1 second.
What do you mean what happened, bro? You just got yourself banned from the event.
What do you mean?
They're not gonna let you come to the fight.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
But what about me?
That silence is real. That silence is bro. But what about me? And that.
What about me? It's like you didn't think at all.
You have that little brother. You have that little brother that's like he's just on his own.
Gets into a man. Listen, man. I could give some stories, bro.
Respect his anonymity. Wait, I can't even say the word, but anonymity, bruv.
Yeah, I'll leave that one alone. But that one there where it's like you look at that and you say to yourself, yeah, Jake is the wild one. Because he's looking at it like, when he's speaking about it, after he goes, yo, so I'm seeing my brother getting absolutely rushed. He goes, I'm rushing in there. And I'm thinking, I'm obviously going to help my brother. But if I take a shot in the face or I get injured or I hurt my hand, he goes, I miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime. So it's like, why did you do all that? And I was thinking to myself, because obviously I always suspect YouTubers are capping and just performing. But I was like, Now this is a real one. Still, this is a real moment.
Yeah. It was a
real. Pissed off. Yeah, you pissed off Floyd. He's like,
he's still the limelight. I want to see Jake Paul versus Mayweather more than I want to see Logan. I want to get rid of this fight. I want to come on, get you two man, get out of the way. And this is the fight that I want to see because he's upsetting.
And the funny thing is, it's like you say, there's a code. And if you subscribe to that code and you respect Floyd, you will never take off his hat.
Especially when he's got a new trim.
But you've come into this game. Oh, you got new hair installed? We don't know if the updates are complete yet. But as a fighter that's coming, like someone who's come into this world, they don't have to respect your hierarchy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't even want to bring other examples, but if you don't respect the guy that people say is the king, you'll make anarchy in that place. The king is going to have to prove himself to you now.
All the time.
He's going to batter Logan Paul in a way that he probably wasn't going to before.
He's going to mash it.
Canelo and Billy Joe?
Canelo.
Floyd is activated.
We've never... Bro, all the times you heard Floyd speak, have you ever said...
Don't play no games. Like, the deep voice Floyd. Floyd is normally, he's a hell of a fighter. All day, come to you live. Like I said before, that's how he gives it up. He was like, I don't play no games. I said, raw. Even when he was running to Jake Paul, he was like, you don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect you. I don't disrespect you, and you gotta disrespect me. I was like, right, he's actually really feeling this disrespect.
He was angry. You can't take off my fucking hat. He was in this. He was angry, and it's like, I'm Floyd. That's all he's thinking to himself. I'm Floyd, and you've just made me look crazy out here, and no one has done this in my box. And I've
been in there with killers, bro. Well, I tell you, yeah.
And it's fucking Jake from YouTube. That's what the part that's hurting him.
This is like when the mafia leave a package on the corner, and in the movie, and teenagers come and take the peas, and they go thinking they're about to live life and enjoy. And before you know it, that man gets stuffed in a van, and they're sitting underground somewhere going, my friend, why did you do that? Why did you feel you could take my money, huh? Paulie, Luca. What do we do to make this kid pay, huh? I've never seen some dumbass kids before in my life. Look at you. You think it's funny? Okay, you think it's... Get the, and it's like the torture is about to start. You have no idea what you are involved in. That's what is gonna happen when Floyd fights Logan. He's just gonna batter. Look what he did to tension, fam.
He's gonna fuck him up. This fuck up is gonna be crazy because Floyd now knows, if the world weren't watching before, they're watching. The casuals, the boxing casuals. He didn't give a shit about this fight before. Like, I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I think a lot of Floyd fans would have watched a couple of YouTubers. Bro, the boxing world said, because the memes on this thing was insane.
Yes. I know.
The wide world said, because I saw this on every social media thing, like people that don't even do this level of content started posting it. And I said to myself, the world is watching now. So it's like when you turn up to an event, you know what it's like. You you get booked by a promoter, kind of janky still. He's like, it's a small event. Don't worry, not many people.
And then you come and it's packed, and you know you got to step up game up.
Then you see the man them. Say, yo,
bro,
you
I performed at driving a couple weeks ago. It's like driving show, new experience. Never seen this before, fam. Cars, they're pulling into the yard, all that. As I'm walking in, I'm looking in there, and people are turning up in their cars. They're having fun. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is a serious thing. I'm like, I got a killer here. There's a lot of cars here, bro. It's like 300 whips. 300 whips times 4 is how many people's here. So I'm like,
I performed with Richard Blackwood once, and I should have known anyway. I knew the crowd was going to be insane. Bro, it was wall to wall. People were close. It was mad. And I was thinking, Richard's here, and I want you to respect me because you're one of the dons of this thing. Do you know what I mean? So in my head, I'm like, I've got to do this. Like, this is not it. This is no game, because usually the vets kind of won't come early. They get there late. They do funny stuff in it just because I'm a vet in it. Like, he wasn't one of those ones. He's like, he sat there just wanting to watch.
Said,
all right, this is real. Do you know what I mean, bro? I pulled the set out When I came back, I knew what time it was. I only went back, you know, when you go back just because you just want some applause.
You want the praise. It's like, bro, you know when you smash the show, you want to walk across the room through the crowds. Sorry, excuse me. Just to hear that. Yo, you was funny. You're the best in the night. You are funny, man.
Oh my God.
Watch. Thank you. Damn, like, appreciate that. You be walking across every tough, bro. There could be two men telling a secret. I'm like, yo, sorry, what's that? let me get through there.
And you're waiting like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, there's a lot of men, but you, my favorite. Do you mind, like, not being funny? Do you mind if can we get a picture?
But you know what I love? You know what I find the funniest, yeah? So that's like the black shows.
Yeah.
When you do like the mainstream shows where it's like mostly white people, bro, them man be getting you a drink with the urgency, fam.
Oh, mate,
I'm not being funny. Mate, honestly, my favorite. Like, what are you drinking? Bro, you be drunk. You be drunk after that.
No, but
I love it all.
White people give it up because you'll be there with someone that wasn't even that good and be like, mate, I didn't even really like anyone else, but fucking hell, mate, you were fucking you, mate.
And you gotta pretend like it don't mean that. Like you just, bro, thank you so much. And continue the convo with that comedian.
Bro, certain times the main headline is like, I know that person was headlining, but mate, it shouldn't be you. It should be you.
I never forget. I did comedy store, yeah. And it was one of them open spots that he give you like a little 10-minute spot. Did the thing, and the whole lineup were all congregated by the little booth. This guy comes up to me and goes, mate, honestly, because the host says after my set, he's like, yeah, this guy's, you know, it's an open spot. He goes, I do not understand how they work this stuff out. He goes, how are you not on last? And I'll never forget how happy I was in that moment because everyone around heard. And I was just like, oh, yeah, man, that's...
You got the possibility. You got
bro, he was almost looking at the booth with disgust, like, I said, you know, he just went to be like, come to all my shows. Big man, you.
Hey, I love getting into the forcibility bag. Yeah, sorry, yeah, you know, I'm just out here, you know, trying.
These times you're in your head like, tell them. Oh, man.
I'm done. You made me want to do a show now, man. I need to get this.
Fam.
But wait, hold on. Good news. While I'm here, Bloods, that's out. Got, what do you call it, 5-star rated in Independent. You see that?
Dope. Drop a bomb for that, bro.
Come on, man. Check that out, people. Go check that out. I know Ted Lasso season 2's coming as well. That's dope. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening, man. And literally, like, strength to strength. We're really, me and Trav have got massive dreams for Undefeated, and I think you lot are making it
real.
You lot are making it real. Like, the fact that we can wake up at 2 o'clock and then the people are here.
When we get back to the live events, when we see the community, because the community has grown since the last time, and we saw that a venue that we had no business selling out at that point.
Selling it out at that point.
Now the energy is going to be insane when we get to meet the great defeaters. I cannot wait.
And merch, everything, all these things are coming, man. But we appreciate you lot so much, and thank you.
100%.
Thank you. But yeah, let's
wrap it,
man. All right, I'm ring the bell. People, I'm KG.
Cool. I'm Travis J.
Good night.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.
I liked it still.
Yeah, same.
I liked it. Very nice, very clean.